can do that on the computer.
Okay, no.
Thank you so much, Malati Prabhu. We are extremely, extremely grateful and thankful that you're able to be there to bless us. What can we say? 1967 till going strong. So we are very, very, very thankful. And she's the founding
I'm not
member.
going strong. I'm not going strong. I just totally fake it. It's like
Just having your darshan is like festival of inspiration for all of us. So for me, for sure. It's so much strength giving to us. So just you sneaking that book into that Shyam Sundar Prabhu's suitcase to go to Russia, what can we say? A whole explosion happened there. So please bless us that we can also take shelter of reading Srila Prabhupada's books. And let us hear from Malati Prabhu, and with our hearts and our bow down with all our awe and reverence to her. Hare Krishna, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhu, for coming in this.
So just tell me when you want me to start.
Yes, please. It's all yours, please.
It's actually all yours, but okay. Om Gyan Timarandasya Janana Sukalaya Chakshum Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Can everybody please say Prabhupada's pronouns? Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nitya Sunyavari Prasakite Prasarane Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vaivyacha Patitanam Pavanambhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Okay, so there's an introduction to Bhakti, the art of eternal love. So I've been asked to read that introduction, and then considering the topic, which is glorious, love, I will just share a few reflections and words of Srila Prabhupada, from Srila Prabhupada, on this topic. So, introduction. Love is one of the words we use most and understand the least. The problem is that there are many kinds of love. One of the distinctions we can make between different kinds of love have to do with time, duration, how long love lasts. Some love lasts a few days, some last a lifetime, and some last forever. Most lovers aspire for the latter, but in vain. Love between bodies is bound to be temporary because the lovers' bodies are temporary. But what about the soul? Will the lovers not meet in the eternal spiritual world and there enjoy deathless love? Perhaps, but the question is, how do we get to the spiritual world? That requires a special kind of love, the love between the individual soul and the Supreme Soul, God. Actually, we are caught in a web of temporary, unsatisfying loving relationships because we have forgotten how to love God. So the spiritual love between the individual soul and the Supreme Soul is the most important kind of love. It is the only love that is truly eternal. Actually, every other kind of love we experience is just a reflection of the original loving exchange between the individual soul and the Supreme Soul. This special love is called in Sanskrit Bhakti. And the process for awakening that love is called Bhakti Yoga, the art of eternal love. Bhakti involves three things: the lover, the beloved, and the loving relationship. In Bhakti, all three are eternal. The lover, the individual soul, is eternal. The beloved, the Supreme Soul, is eternal. And the loving relationship, Bhakti, is also eternal. In the 16th century, an extremely advanced expert in Bhakti Yoga named Srila Rupa Goswami wrote a handbook on its theory and practice. He called his book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the ocean of the nectar of divine love. For a long time, its secrets remain locked in the ancient Sanskrit language. Fortunately for us, a modern master of the knowledge and techniques of Bhakti Yoga, His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, translated the book into English and began training his students in its mysteries. Srila Prabhupada titled his translation, The Nectar of Devotion. Love, in its material manifestation, is usually associated with places. A city like Paris in the springtime, or a beach where one walked with one's beloved. In the same way, spiritual love is also associated with places. The highest such place is Vrindavan, an earthly manifestation of the eternal spiritual place where God enjoys loving pastimes with his eternal associates in the spiritual sky. In Vrindavan, there are many temples, and one of them, the Radha Damodar temple, is forever associated with Rupa Goswami because his physical form is interred there. A small memorial to him, called a samadhi, rises in one of the temple courtyards. Before he came to America in 1965, Srila Prabhupada lived in a quiet room in the Radha Damodar temple, and through his window, he could see and draw inspiration from the samadhi of Rupa Goswami. 7 years later, Srila Prabhupada returned to the Radha Damodar temple, and in the courtyard near Rupa Goswami's samadhi, he gave for his disciples a series of lectures on the nectar of devotion. Sections from those lectures, full of deep spiritual insight into bhakti, have been interwoven with excerpts from the nectar of devotion to form the substance of this book. We invite you to share in Rupa Goswami's teachings on Bhakti Yoga, the art of eternal love, as they have come down to us from his foremost modern follower in disciplic succession. If we can learn to love God through Bhakti Yoga, then we can learn to love everything and everyone else in the proper way, in the way that will bring us the most happiness, the best happiness, the happiness of eternal love. From the editors. So then I have, as mentioned, a few reflections, a few words. Oops, get my face out of there. So our relationship, this is This is a wonderful letter written in September of 66 and to a well-wisher. And it was written from America. The well-wisher was in India. Srila Prabhupada wrote, and this is just so beautiful, our relationship is certainly based on spontaneous love. That is why there is no chance of us forgetting one another. With the mercy of Guru and Gauranga, may everything be auspicious for you. This is my constant prayer. From the first time I saw you, I have been your constant well-wisher. And then comes the most ecstatic part. At his first sight of me, Srila Prabhupada, he's talking about here about Srila Bhakti Siddhanta. So at his first sight of me, Srila Prabhupada also saw me with such love. It was in my very first darshan of Srila Prabhupada that I learned how to love. It is his boundless mercy that he has engaged an unworthy person like me in fulfilling some of his desires. It is his causeless mercy to engage me in preaching the message of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath. Prabhupada wrote, if you read Nectar of Devotion regularly and try to understand this, you are associating with Sri Rupa Goswami directly. And if you act accordingly, then you are serving their lotus feet. Unless you are associating with devotees, you will not be able to understand the import of the writings of Srila Rupa Goswami. One godbrother, now departed, Tirudakshay Vishnudas, he observed, because after Srila Prabhupada took Vanaprastha's life and then sannyas, he remained in Vrindavan for so many years. His realization was through the Radha Damodar temple. There, other great acharyas like Rupa Goswami, Jiva, Kaviraj Goswami, and others have their samadhis. They also live there. So Srila Prabhupada realized that he had got the mercy of these great acharyas. Now, at one point, during his living in the Radha Damodar temple prior to coming to America, before a lot of things became more cloistered and closed in Vrindavan, there was just a retaining wall between Radha Damodar and the next temple. So there was a person who was a pujari. Am I being heard all right or not?
Yes, Prabhu. We're just muted. Thank you.
So there was a retaining wall. And of course, there was a building with a rooftop. So the pujari in the adjacent temple began hearing every night some loud voice calling. And because it was late at night, like 12:30, 1:30, he didn't investigate, but he was curious. And finally, he was curious enough to go on the roof of his temple and look over into the courtyard of Radha Damodar. And what did he see? He saw our Srila Prabhupada, who wasn't yet Srila Prabhupada, with a jaru, one of those type of brooms made with the straws and tied together. And he was sweeping, enthusiastically sweeping the courtyard. This is in the middle of night where nobody would see. So this wasn't something he was doing to impress anybody. He was doing it as a service to the previous acharyas. And he was calling out, hey, Rupa, hey, Sanatan, hey, Guru Maharaj, please give me your mercy. And he was sweeping and sweeping. This tells us that the mercy of the previous acharyas comes through action, comes through desire. It's not like we get so often nowadays, I call it MOD, mercy on demand. People come up, give me your mercy. But what kind of mercy is that? You have to show something. And Srila Prabhupada was deeply showing his desire for their mercy. He told us in the first canto of his Bhagavatam that this first canto contained all the necessary instructions to guide humanity for the next 10,000 years. In his purport to Bhagavatam on 10.2.20, Prabhupada states, therefore, Krishna has taken birth or taken shelter within the womb of the Krishna consciousness movement. Consider that, if you will. Krishna has taken birth or shelter within the womb of the Krishna consciousness movement. And as Lord Krishna has taken birth within the womb of ISKCON, similarly, the Srimad Bhagavatam has taken birth within the womb of Prabhupada's Bhajan Kutir at the Radha Damodar temple, because it is there that Srila Prabhupada translated the first canto of the Bhagavatam and projected his purports designed to penetrate Kali Yuga's darkness for the next 100 centuries. Prabhupada's Bhajan Kutir is a Mahagrantha Janmastan, the birthplace of the best of the scriptures, the Srimad Bhagavatam. In a letter in 1970, July, he wrote, you are all girls who are sent to be by my spiritual master, and I've accepted them as my disciples. In 71, he wrote, so learn by Krishna consciousness how to love Krishna and how to love your country, your society, your friends, everything. But without loving Krishna, you cannot love. This is the secret. So this is the technique of Krishna consciousness, that if you learn how to love Krishna, then you will love everything. Otherwise, your love will be localized and you will be frustrated. It's most scientific. And our process is very simple. Chant Hare Krishna. That's all. So I think most of you know Urmila Devi Dasi. Very, very highly trained Vaishnavi. And her father, who was a very fabulously wealthy person, and his wealth came from his business, and his business was Manischewitz wine. He was a wine merchant. But he became interested in Krishna consciousness through his daughter. And when she had and he would come and visit Prabhupada, and he would bring him big baskets of fruits and flowers. So one time after Urmila had her first son, they came to visit Prabhupada together. And the father asked, will loving her son teach her how to love Krishna? And Prabhupada responded, no, loving Krishna will teach her how to love her son. In a beautiful letter to Rupa Goswami, to Rupa Vilas Prabhu. So Rupa Vilas Prabhu at one point was teaching in the Gurukul, and there were different issues to be considered. So Prabhupada wrote to him, if we simply train them properly, they will come out just to the highest standard of Vaishnava devotee. And what is that training? Simply, they should be engaged in some way that they will somehow or other remember Krishna at every moment. That's all. It's not a mechanical process. If we force in such a way that they will come out like this, no. We are persons, and Krishna is a person, and our relationship with Krishna And our relationship with Krishna, he leaves open as voluntary agreement always. And that voluntary attitude, yes, Krishna, I shall gladly cooperate, whatever you say. That ready willingness to obey is only possible if there is love. The ready willingness to obey is only possible if there is love. Forcing will not make me agree. But if there's love, oh, I shall gladly do it. That is bhakti. That is Krishna consciousness. So similarly, if we train children by developing
I think Malati Prabhu dropped, her call dropped.
She's back.
Malati Prabhu, you are on mute. You want to unmute?
When you said if we train children, then it dropped, and I was so hanging on every word, but that's where you left off. If we train children.
wait, did I drop out at a certain point?
Yes, you did. And you came back really quick.
Oh, like what point was that?
You said if we train,
Okay, so
similarly, if we train children, that's where you drop.
okay, so let me get back to that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll probably repeat, but we are persons, and Krishna is a person, and our relationship with Krishna, he leaves open as a voluntary agreement always. And that voluntary attitude, yes, Krishna, I shall gladly cooperate, whatever you say. That willingness to obey is only possible if there is love. Forcing will not make me agree. But if there's love, oh, I shall gladly do it. That is bhakti. That is Krishna consciousness. So similarly, we train children by developing and encouraging their propensity to love Krishna. Then we shall be successful in educating them to the topmost standard. Then they shall always be happily to agree whatever we ask them. So, that's my little offering.
Thank you so much, Malati Prabhu. If any
I
Vaishnavis
don't
have
know, was
anything
that
in specific to ask you, that was too nice. That the sharing was really touching, and the way you said that there has to be an act that we show our guru and everybody, that not just ask, demand for mercy, but actually execute it. That was really a powerful point. Any Vaishnavis you would like to interact and ask any questions with Malati Prabhu?
I think she dropped again.
I'm pretty sure she'll come back again. So till then, they can think of any questions they have or any points they want to
Yeah.
reflect.
If you cannot unmute, you can always chat, and you can always write your questions or comment in the chat.
True.
Thank you for facilitating this reading group.
Amrita Mataji, do you have something to say? Your voice is really soft. I'm not able to actually hear.
Thank you for facilitating this reading group. So blissful to hear. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I am still not able to hear. Shama Mohini Mataji, were you able to hear?
I said thank you. Thank you for facilitating this reading group. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you for joining in. Together we make the group. Maybe Mataji is not joining back. I guess it's since it was a short one. I don't have a message either from her. Okay, she sends a message here. I'm very sorry, but the disconnect must be from my end. My apologies. May each and every one of you fall madly in love with Krishna. That's such a sweet blessing for each one of us. So from tomorrow, we will like introduction, Malati Prabhu completed it. From the next, we will all take turns and we can read and we can go in that pace. I hope the short reading and the short timing will it just fly, but it'll be nice that on a long run, 30 minutes is a good time that we can all come together. So thank you
Yeah.
again, Vaishnavis. Let's stay connected. That's the best part. Yeah. So whomever you know, they can join in and we can go from here this way. Yes. So vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha ananta koti vaishnavi vrind ki jai.
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada
Right.
ki jai.
Right. Thank
Maganga
you,
Prabhu,
Mataji.
we have some things in the chat we'd like to see.
Okay.
Suji is asking which book is this from, and there are some Vaishnavis who had some questions. So if you have some questions, you can we just take
Please. Yeah.
taking a screenshot, and we will forward them to Malati Prabhu, and I'm sure Hemanga Gopi Prabhu will be
I'll be
be
happy
happy
to
to
connect and
forward
get
this.
back the answer. You have my
Yeah.
number on the WhatsApp group too. You can send it in the WhatsApp group or here in the chat or email, whatever
Yeah.
works for you all. And we will try, I'll try my best
Yeah,
to
it
be
would
of
be nice if
service
they
to you
can
all.
use the WhatsApp group so that probably somebody else will have the same questions, so they will have
Yes.
answer there. So
And
and
multiple will
just
always leave a voice recording too that I can share in the group. Yeah.
So
yes, I
wanted to
just
know
wanted to say,
which
go
book
ahead.
is it from, Mataji? Which book are we going to read every day? Just you can post
This
it
is
in
the
the
book.
group.
Yeah, this is the book we have not completed. We just started with the introduction, right? So we'll continue with chapter 1, chapter 2 of this book, Bhakti Yoga, the art of eternal love. So going from the small books. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And I just
Hare
want to say
Krishna.
congratulations, Gopi Prabhu. This is your projects from GBC College. So thank you for your enthusiasm, your leadership. We appreciate it, and thank you. Our gratitude to all the Vaishnavis who are joining today. Please let your friends and your groups know that we are here. And what is Rukmini Priya Prabhu? Thank you so much for helping behind the scenes. And again, Himanga
Hare
Prabhu,
Krishna.
all the best. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare
Thank you. Thank you, Vaishnavis. Hare Krishna. I'll end the call
Thank
here.
you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, very well.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Thank you.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Okay.